was changed and made new when an angel made his dream come true. And now he brings his dream to you. And it's
Hey Big Dreamers, I'm Paolo Presta, and welcome to Spoonful of Paolo! Today, we are kicking off Season 4 with a very special guest, someone we all love and admire, Oprah Winfrey. Now, I have dreamt of this interview for years, and I can't believe it's finally happening today. Now, this episode means so much to me because come this fall, it will be 10 years since Oprah herself made my wildest dream come true on The Oprah Show. What a full circle moment, and I am so grateful you all get to share this with me. So, I think it's time. I'll see you inside of Harpo Studios.
Spoonful of Paolo, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, all right. I don't even know what to say.
I know. And I'm with you on that, because what an amazing journey you've had. I mean, and I don't use the word amazing unless something really is extraordinary. When I think about walking in your father's store 10 years ago and you being, behind the counter and all of that, crazy excitement, that's one of my most fun moments actually ever, because you could feel your tension, your anxiety, and your deep, deep, deep joy. When I think about that and the fact that you have taken the reins of your life and just created this whole new invented self. It's just amazing.
Well, I learned from the best.
Thank you.
It was a Thursday morning. I remember it was just like yesterday. It's going to be 10 years. 10 years this November. It will be 10 years sitting at that service desk, doing my usual labels for the pasta, and then you come in there, say my name, Paolo, Paolo.
Is Paolo here? Hello, Paolo. How are ya? You wrote me a lot of emails. You can stop writing me the emails now, okay? Because you have a big dream to become an actor, right? So pack your bags because you're going to NBC Studios in Burbank. I have gotten you a walk-on speaking role in Will and Grace. Oh my God!
That whole experience, I said to everyone, is my family, because I feel like you brought me closer to my family in a real way.
How so?
With my father, I think,
Really?
You're trying to please, that when I saw your East Bank Club, and I just want to say thank you to you before we met.
Yeah.
I was just to say thank you because I have a real relationship with my parents and they know me. I'm not hiding anything anymore. Mm-hmm. And you said this in one of your life classes, I think with Ellen, is that when you're hiding something, people are going to know. And you won't be able to be yourself.
Yeah.
And when we started A Spoonful, I was afraid because I wasn't really out to my family.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to do it for myself and tell everyone, this is who I am. And when I did that, things were changing with A Spoonful. The audience, I think the viewers, they saw that, and it's just the greatest gift. And I learned that from you. So yeah, okay.
Fantastic.
Fantastic to you. Thank you.
Yeah, because this is the thing. I don't know how you go through life when you're trying to hide who you really are. Yeah. So this is, you can never be who you really are supposed to be or who you're meant to be.
That's what I try to
if you're hiding who you are.
Yes, and I try, and I always want them who's watching, the owners, own ambassadors, the Spoonful viewers, the dreamers, that it's okay, just be who you are. I know there's that fear, but you're gonna be okay. My parents from Italy, they only know what they knew. My dad came to have his dream, have these grocery stores, but I felt like you educated me, I educated them. And now it's beautiful.
Well, that's what evolving is. That's
that
great.
is. Before you came in, I was sitting here, the Oprah stage. I came to the show many times. The dream happened over here.
Where were you seated? Over there? Over there?
Over. I came 4 times a year. I remember the number 591-9222. I would call before we started email.com. And I, just sitting there and being here now, I think of success and I think of love for this show. What goes in your mind, like just sitting here, and this is where 25 years of success happened for you?
Well, that's interesting because I probably will have that feeling once I've finally let this go. I don't think about it. I used to come in every morning and I would think, wow, I own this building. Gee, this is where I work and I am responsible for everything that goes on in this building. Kind of hard to wrap my brain around all of that. Yeah, because when anybody who is working at and doing what you love, you're just working at doing what you love. You're not thinking about it in terms of, wow, this makes me very powerful, or this makes me very influential. You're just working at doing what you
Keywords.
love. And so when I sit here, yeah, I don't often think about everything that's gone on here. I just think about whatever is going on in this particular moment. And there will come a time when I will let it all go, and I will probably think about everything that actually happened here. Yeah.
I get that. You just got back from Atlanta, okay? Your tour. I think you have 7 more. I think you have 7 more
I
left.
have 7 more.
Okay. What was that experience like for you? Like, what was like in these arenas when you go on stage and people are screaming and cheering your name? Does it feel like a Beyonce moment? Because does it, or are you whipping your hair back and forth?
Well, I don't think it could be a Beyonce moment, because I start out by saying, look, I'm not, because Seven said to me before I went on stage, he said, do people realize you don't have a hit record? You don't have anything. You don't have any of that going on with you. So I don't think it's a Beyonce moment. I think it's definitely, what is it? It's me being in the direct center of what I'm supposed to be doing at that time. If I had a fan and a band behind me, maybe I could have a
Well, you have
Beyonce
7 more to
moment.
go. You can change it up a little bit. Okay,
You could
seriously.
have a fan and a band behind. But since I was a young girl, I have always known that felt that part of what I was supposed to do in life was to reach out and use my voice. I thought it was going to be like a preacher or like a civil rights leader or something. I didn't know that it was going to take the form of television. And so standing on stage in Atlanta the other night, I thought, oh, wow, this is that dream I had, that I would be speaking to thousands of people. But I didn't know it would be the Life You Want tour. I didn't know it would be based on a platform that I'd created. I didn't know any of that. I just sort of had the very tip of the vision. Like, wow, I have an idea that I'm supposed to move in that direction. I'm not sure what I'm going to find along the way.
But you're going.
But I'm
you're
going
with
in
the
that
ride.
direction. Yeah.
What with all the moms, the girlfriends, the gays who were coming to San Jose, can't wait. What do you want them to leave? What do you want them to feel when they walk out of those doors? What is it?
I call it all women and a few cool men.
Hey, that's right. Okay,
And a
that's
few
good.
cool men.
That's good.
So,
what do you want them to, when they leave, what do you want them to feel when they leave those doors? What is it you're hoping they're going to feel from this whole weekend tour experience?
What I want everybody to really grasp is, what are you going to do with the precious days that you call your life? They're all precious days and precious moments. And I think that for so many people, it's not until some tragic thing happens, until you get a disease, or you lose one of your limbs, or lose somebody who's really close to you, or some tragic thing happens, that you start thinking about really the amazing value that every single moment holds. And I think when people go through tragic things, it's not the big stuff that they wish for. They wish for the little moments. They wish for the being able to walk outside, or being able to appreciate a nice rainy day, or being able to appreciate a good meal. So I want people to be astutely aware of how you choose to be in these precious days of your life.
To be
how and who you choose to be.
I love that.
Yeah, how and who you choose to be in these precious days that will be the sum of your life. What will you do with every day?
I gotta write this all down. After you watch this, I'm gonna watch it, and I gotta write this all down. Whew. Okay, Super Soul Sunday. We gotta talk about that, because it's my favorite show on OWN. I know it's one of your favorite shows on OWN.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. I think it has 2 Emmys. It's won 2 Emmys, I think, so far.
I think so. Yeah.
It's resonating with so many people.
It has 2 Emmys, but who's counting?
Yeah, but who's counting? 2 Emmys, yes. But tell me this, like, with all of this success for this show, did you have any doubts? Were you afraid when you were starting this show? Like, were people ready for this before? Like, thinking about this show, and this was your dream, and you've always thought about it?
Well, Super Soul Sunday was my dream for the network. I started out with this idea that you could create a whole network of Super Soul Sundays. And what I soon realized is that the world isn't ready for a whole network of Super Soul Sundays. But you can take that one block on Sunday, and you can create a tribe, and you can bring the people to hear the voice that most resonates with them, that says, I am seeking to be something better, to be something aspirational. I am seeking to be, the highest potential that I can. So for me, that's what that show is about. It's about gathering like minds in a community. It's like a community on Sunday,
It's like, I remember when Shirley MacLaine was on there, I think last season, season 8, first episode, and she said, do what you're curious about and never mind if it's bold or not. I thought of you, because it's like, just do it and don't mind what the outside.
Super Soul Sunday for me is very much like the book club. I started the book club in 1996, I think it was, and I started the book club because I like books, and I certainly didn't think anybody else was going to respond to it. It was like, well, I like books, so we'll just talk about it. We'll put it at the end of a show. And look what happened with that. And the same thing is true for Super Soul Sunday. I like talking to spiritual thought leaders. I like being around people who can spark ideas that get me to thinking about who I am and why I'm here, and really reinforce my sense of who I am in the world. I like that for myself. It's like feeding my soul, like feeding your spirit. And one of the things that I know is that spirituality is like a muscle, and you have to train that muscle. You have to feed that muscle.
That's exactly what was happening with me.
You have to nourish that muscle, and if you don't, then if there's no acknowledgement of it and actual work towards making that, an enlightened part of you, then that will die.
How has this show changed you personally? Would you say, doing all these seasons now, a couple years, how has this changed you?
Well, it just fortifies me, because I don't, for the most part, I don't put anybody on there who's, contradictory to, I believe everything. I literally believe that, there are multiple roads leading to the same source. And so there are also many, many, many different ways to say that. And so somebody can understand the Buddhist way, somebody else can understand the Christian way, somebody else can understand nature's way, somebody else can understand Shirley MacLaine.
Putting it out there.
Just putting it out there.
So what relates to you, what you know,
Yes, I see Super Soul Sunday as an offering. It is my offering to the world. And however you can hear it, however it resonates with you, then...
I mean, for me, just, I think it's brought me closer to God in a more real way, because I feel being present and being there before, I think, and especially when you're coming out and you're gay, I think, there's this thing of, does he still love me? Does he still accept me? Because, most of your life you're told, no, you can't, don't be like that. But I think Super Soul Sunday for me has made me feel closer to God in a real, an authentic way, and
that's not about doctrine, it's not about dogma. It's just about love. And so, I never read negative comments about Super Soul Sunday. I'm sure I get lots of them. So those of you who are writing negative comments, you're just wasting your time, because my team does, but I am only doing it as a source and force for good in the world, because I want people to be spiritually fed. I'm not doing it to tell anybody to be a certain religion. So if you are writing to me and saying, well, you should be saying this name, or you should be saying this, or you should, that is not even why I'm doing it. You heard it over here on a Spoonful of Paolo. I'm only
on the Oprah stage.
It's an offering. It's an offering. So if you are open to, it's an offering for people who want to live with an open heart. If that is not who you are, then I'm not talking to you.
Amen to that.
I'm not talking to you.
I love that. I love that. Okay, now I'm going to ask you for a little help over here, okay? Here, we have 5 experts, okay? 5 experts. Now, I'm going to ask you this. If one of them calls in sick for the day, okay, and they want you to work for them, who would you say yes to and who would you say no to work for the day?
Okay, I would first and foremost, say no to Dr. Oz.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, so then, but I think you still make a good Dr. Oz. Next one, go ahead. I knew you were going to say no to him first, but okay.
Second no would be Susie Orman.
Wait, are you sure? You're so good at.
No,
Okay,
no,
fine.
no,
Then
no.
you still make a good Susie, but go ahead.
Oh, that's cute.
I love this one. Okay, go ahead. Mhm.
Okay. Third would be Nate.
Okay.
Okay,
Love Nate. Mm-hmm. That was interesting. Patrick did all this Photoshop. If you don't like it, you yell at him.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that's cute. Third would be a fourth. So now I'm 4.
Uh-huh.
I say Iyama.
Okay.
Iyama.
You
Oh
make
my
it-
God. Oh my God. I could,
So good, isn't that one?
I could cut my hair.
These two are my favorite. Okay, this
good.
one, are you ready?
I'm ready. Dr. Phil will be last. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Did that?
Patrick did all of this.
Oh
he
my
did all
gosh.
this, and he said, "Do you think Oprah's gonna get mad at me?" I'm like, "No, she's not gonna get mad at you. She'll either tell us to leave the stage, or she'll say I like it." Okay.
Look at me as Nate. I think I like myself best as Nate. That's really
Well, you
cute.
keep that. That's
I'm
for
not
you,
bad
okay?
as a blonde either.
Not bad, right?
Okay, not bad as a blonde.
Okay.
That's cute.
Okay.
Because it's the one thing I do not share.
So, what do you know for sure about dreaming big?
What I know for sure about dreaming big is
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, God, I always say the universe, God. Oh, now see, I'm gonna tear up.
We love you and dream big.
Spoonful